Paige was family-oriented. One of her great desires was to have a family of her own. A nice 30-year-old, fun-loving girl next door. People liked her.
May 24th, 1990 was shaping up to be a busy day for Paige Renkoski. She dropped her mother off at Detroit Metro Airport in the morning and stopped by Canton on the way home to have lunch with a friend.
After completing her visit, she was going back home to Okemos.
And that's when something unusual happened. Something so unusual, investigators are still putting together the pieces 25 years later.
Before the Fowlerville exit on westbound 96, for some reason she pulled over to the side of the road.
The key still hanging in the ignition, the car left running. Doors locked except for the driver's side door, which was left open. But no signs of Paige.
Why did she stop here? What caused her to stop? No physical damage to the car? Is it mechanically sound?
Which is why when people saw that car sitting on the side of the road, they thought it had merely been abandoned. They called it into police that way, too.
They towed the car in and they didn't record the scene.
But something didn't add up. On closer inspection, they found Paige's purse in the car, completely untouched, nothing missing, not even her wallet. And her shoes were found awkwardly jammed beneath the front seat.
To find a woman who would go somewhere without her shoes and without her purse, that was extremely unusual.
This no longer seemed like a case where Paige had simply walked off on her own or hopped into a friend's car with plans on coming back. Paige Renkoski was missing, and the one piece of evidence they had was towed from the very place they needed to look. She's a bit edgy, and she's a bit sweet. And together, Sean and Claire Butendorp are the 24-year-old masterminds behind the fashion label Shock and Awe.
Being twins, people love to kind of categorize you. People are always like, well, Sean, you're so edgy and like rocker-like, and Claire, you like to be more effeminate and girly. And so Shock and Awe was born out of that. We've done Katy Perry a couple times. We've done Nervo, who's a twin DJ group. We've done Little Mix. They were X Factor winners. We've done Joey Cook on American Idol. We've done Aria Crescendo.
And with accomplishments like that, you may expect to find their studio in New York or LA, but nope, they're right here in Grand Ledge, working out of their childhood home.
It's tight, but it works for us.
But had it not been for a robotics competition in high school, this dream may have never happened, because the then 16-year-old twins wanted to be architects and engineers and go to an Ivy League school. That is, until they got to that competition.
And I hated it, but it's just not something that I would be good at. I mean, the robot would have to be like bedazzled or something.
Instead, they turned to a career in fashion. What they said was architecture and engineering for the human form, and went to LCC for their associates in fashion technology.
You can make anything happen as long as you just have the will to do so.
In the midst of it all, on a whim, they decided to celebrate their 21st birthdays by seeing Katy Perry in concert in New York City.
So we bought meet and greet tickets. So we decided we should make outfits for
Put it
ourselves.
online.
If we're going to meet Katy Perry, may as well meet her in something we've made.
Hoping she'd not only like their outfits, but want one of her own. 5 months and $800 later, they created this.
It has conversation hearts across the front.
A dress Katy would go on to wear more than 25 times on tour, in magazines, and in her documentary, Part of Me.
So that was really the start of Shock and Awe.
What would follow would be another equally iconic dress for Katy, an agent, a website, and requests from across the country for more Shock and Awe.
Can't wait to have a closet full of you. In the future, we want to have our own stores. We want to have a full, fully manufactured line. We want to be able to be on red carpets and whatnot.
But until then, they're creating their empire, one stitch at a time, from right here in mid-Michigan.
Sarah, you look ready to go. Look at that hair you got.
Yeah, this is quite the interesting look, right, with these ponytails, but this is actually the first step to donating. They have to section off your hair. More than 800,000 ponytails have been donated to Pantene Beautiful Lengths since the program started, and they are about to get 4 more. Carlina, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Let's make this cut.
Here we go.
There's no turning back now.
Nope. Oh my goodness, it's so thick I can't even cut through it. I have to section the section.
It's live TV, folks. Here we go. There we go, it's done. First cut's done. It takes 8 to 15 of these ponytails to make one wig for somebody who's battling cancer. Now, as you can tell, Nicole, it took Carlita a lot of work to get this one ponytail. She's got a lot more work to do, so I'm going to let her get to it. We'll toss it back to you in the studio.